Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Liam Doherty. Along with 5 fellow Donegal men, they have launched the city's first GAA club named after their home county in Ireland. This club is more than just about sports. It's about keeping the Irish spirit alive, and we're here to learn all about it. Welcome to the show, Liam. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you very much. I am delighted to be on this platform. Thank you.
Great.
Well, thank you for being here. I am delighted because I've always wanted to learn more about the Irish culture. So for those who don't know, including myself, what is GAA?
So basically, GAA it's the most famous sport in Ireland. It's originated in Ireland, and now it's all over the world. But it's basically a mix of, and I read this recently when they posted on one of the outlets, was it's like MMA plus rugby plus Aussie rules or Australian rules is the best way to describe it. You have the football in your hands, you have to kick it into the goals or over uprights. It's quite a contact sport, a lot more than basketball or soccer. It's quite rough, and that's something that people from rugby, for example, can move from rugby into GAA because it's quite the same level of contact. But it is the Irish sport. It's everything everybody talks about in Ireland. When you talk about the World Cup that just went past, I think the All-Ireland in Ireland is more talked about than even a World Cup final, you know? And that's probably because we're actually able to play in it.
Absolutely, it's huge. But already there's, as you said before the show, we've got the Dubai Celts and Jabera Gaels already here. So what inspired you to bring Donegal GAA to Dubai?
Yeah, and I guess it was an idea first where the 5 of us or 6 of us were sitting down one day and we were like, how many Donegal people is there here in the Middle East? And we put down a list of about 35, 40 people that we all knew personally. And we were like, they're all playing for different clubs. Why would they not, if there was a club here that represented them and who they are and their culture, why would they not play with that club? And that's where the idea started. Then it kind of got legs where people were talking about it. We heard some people say, are you starting a club? And then, we sat down and we said, let's actually look at this. If we have 40 people to sign up straight away that are Donegal people, we can get another 30 or 40 people that are not from Donegal, and that's where we're at now. We're becoming a quite inclusive club and not just about Donegal people. But I think it's about it's about playing from where you're from. I grew up in Donegal. I'm 7 years here now, but I never forget where I'm from, and I love the fact of being able to put on a Donegal jersey. That's where it all started.
I mean, I love the persistence and the way that you stick to your culture. It's amazing because specifically people when they leave their home countries and come to Dubai, they kind of get into this confusion. So regarding talent, how would you compare the talent here to Ireland?
Yeah, I think it's a very different game here. So in Ireland, it's 15 a side. It's obviously different weather and temperature. But I think the standard is very high here now, especially at senior level. If you watch a senior final here, it's excellent athletes, and most of them are ex-county players from back at home that have moved out here, you know. So I would say that the talent is brilliant right now. There is a lot of people that are learning the sport. We had 2 South Africans sign up this week who were saying, I played rugby, but I've never played this sport. So again, it's right from the bottom of beginners to people that played at the top level in Ireland, you know. But I think it's starting to get some momentum where a lot of people are moving from Ireland to the UAE, and a lot of these are people that played at the highest level.
So it might be like a dream for some people to set up a club. So isn't it Ryan Reynolds, he bought into a club in Scotland and they made a TV show about it. So setting it up must be a great thing for some friends to do together, especially if it's representing Donegal. But what are, I guess, some of the challenges that you have faced so far in trying to get to where you are now? Yeah,
exactly. And I think it was a passion project at the start where we were kind of talking about it, and I've watched the likes of Donegal, Boston, Donegal, New York, Cheer Connell Gales in London, all Donegal clubs that started, and they've all been successful. They're all still there. So I was like, this can happen and it will work. We got our committee together. We didn't think there was as much work as there is to set up a club here. You know, you forget about a lot of things when we thought, oh, we'll get members, we'll get some jerseys and we'll run out in the field. Right. But there's a lot more to it than that. You've got to look at it like a business, you know, in terms of making sure that you have funding, you have enough people, you have a long-term plan. And that's the other thing, is we're just starting now. But the long-term plan of this club is to have you know, a juvenile section, to have a hurling division, to start to build the club in the next few years. But yeah, it started off as a passion project. Now it's taken up my everyday. But I love it. You know, it's when you're doing something that you love, it's not work. You know.
So I'm just wondering if I wanted tomorrow to set up Waterford GAA, because I guess we're lacking that in Dubai.
Yeah.
what are you mentioned funding and things, like, is there any kind of legal process that you need, or how do you get the pitches, and where are you based?
Yeah, basically the first thing you have to do is get registered with the Middle East Board, and you have to pitch to them why you're setting up this club and what the intentions are, because somebody might say, I want to set up a club, but only for a year, just a few guys messing about. So they want to see that there's a long-term plan. You have, you know, an idea of what you're doing. Then you've got to look at sponsorship, you've got to look at funding, you've got to look at getting a pitch, you've got to look at what football gear company you're going to use to get your gear. You've got to look at equipment like footballs and cones and whatever else is there. You've got to look at if you're going to provide buses to games or anything like that, because a lot of the tournaments, some of them are in Abu Dhabi, some are in Qatar, Bahrain. So again, you've got to look at these sort of costs. Are you going to pay for your players to go there, or do they pay themselves? And then you got to look at membership. Are you going to charge your players to train every day, or are you going to give them a yearly membership, or how are you going to work around that? So there's a lot to it. But the main thing is just get yourself registered as a club, have an idea of how many teams you want to start off, and then try to work around that. That's the difficult part, because we started off saying we'll have 3 teams, and now I think with the WhatsApp groups there's potentially about 5-6 teams.
Wow.
So yeah, after this airs, I don't know how many more members we're going to have, but
that's amazing to show the interest, by the way.
Yeah.
It's actually very interesting. But speaking of setting up a GAA club, have you had like words of encouragement from other GAA clubs in like the region?
Yeah, 100%, and they've all been very helpful. I played with Kerry GAA for 3 years, and they've been more than helpful around, like, these are some pitches to look at, give us some ideas of what to watch out for as a club already set up. Obviously, when it comes to competition, it's going to be a different story probably. But right now, even the chairman of Jumeirah Gales, I'm in contact with him, and he's been so helpful around, what's this, try to get this sorted before you do this. And that's GAA, and that's what Ireland community is about. It's not, here's a new club starting up and we're going to be against them. It's how can we help them to rise, and I think that's the most Irish thing possible. Nice.
And you mentioned kind of future plans for the clubs, but is there any kind of specific nugget of Irishness that you want to instill in the club that will, you know, keep the culture alive for the next 5-10 years? Yeah,
I think we are. Like, we're a very social club, and that's what we're pitching to everybody that's becoming members, is don't worry if you've never played the sport before. Come and have fun. You know, we're going to have some nights out after the tournaments and stuff like that. So it's about, if you just want to be there on the social side of it, if you even want to just help out throwing out water bottles on the day, you know, come and join the club, because there's a lot of people that are afraid to come and say, I've never played this sport before and I'm afraid to even try the skills. Don't do that first. Come, stand on the sideline, you know, have a water bottle, pass it out to the guys that are out running, and start to build your way into the club in that way. That's what we're pitching. But yeah, we want to really keep that Irish community sense and make sure that everybody is feeling involved, whether you're playing at the top level in our club or you're playing at the absolute bottom, you know?
I have a question. So do you think that a non-Irish person can play a game, a GAA game, and when is the first game going to happen? Yeah,
and what I would say is, and playing with Kerry before, there was guys there from Australia and New Zealand that played Aussie rules or played tag rugby, who ended up going up the ranks of Kerry to play at the second team, which is an achievement in itself, you know, for somebody that has never played this as a child. So the skills are very transferable. If you've played rugby, you know how to hold the ball in your hands, you know how to go into contact. Then you have to learn just basically the passing element and the shooting element. So it's really transferable skills, and I think anybody can pick it up. And as I said, even if you want to stand in goals, everybody knows what a goalkeeper does. You catch a ball, you kick it out. So even if you want to stand in goals, that element is there as well, you know?
I think the main thing is don't be afraid of the ball.
Yeah.
You know what we want to do is we want to test your knowledge of Irish slang and also see if we can figure out the words. But before we do, if anyone watching right now wants to get in touch with you and learn more about Donegal GAA, how can they find you?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, Donegal Dubai GAA. We also have an email address, which is liamdoc200@gmail.com. Reach out any way that you want. We're also on Facebook at Donegal Dubai GAA. Send us a message that you want to join. We'll get you into the WhatsApp groups, and then we take it from there.
You know, before we jump on, I did want to ask. You've been 7 years in Dubai, and you're doing this, and you say it's a lot of work. How are you balancing both? You have a full-time job as well, and how do you find time for both commitments? Yeah,
so I'm working obviously as a director of a company here, Connect Group, and just trying to figure out or make sure that my 9 to 5 is towards Connect, and then my 6 to 9 is focused on Donegal Dubai GAA. But it's only going to be for this month. That's what I keep telling myself and my wife. Is that it's only going to be for this month to really get the club up and running, and then I can take a back seat, you know. I hope.
Best of luck then. That sounds like you're a very busy man. Okay, first word of Irish slang. Let's see if you can explain this to Farah and myself.
Sound, yeah. So this is a very... No.
Oh my God, I'm already failing. I think I should have.
Okay, let's guess the meaning.
I think I should have prepared for this before. I should have studied for this exam, but it's okay.
So you want me to explain it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sound is basically somebody that is nice or good. Like he's a sound man, she's a sound girl.
Oh.
Yeah, or that even we say it in the tense of that sound. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Nice. Okay, I like that. Okay.
Solid. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Throwing shapes. Can I cheat? Can I cheat? Like throwing shapes. What does it mean in Irish? Shapes. Like.
Are you close? You're
like an actual shape, like a circle, like a circle.
Dancing.
Like throwing stones?
Dancing.
Dancing.
Yeah. So that's what we say when we're throwing. You were throwing shapes last night.
She was throwing shapes at the weekend in Marasti.
There you go.
Throwing shapes. I'm like, okay, I like that. No, I like that. Yeah.
Okay, this is cute.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Donkey's ears? Is it like stupid ears? I don't know.
It's lots of years. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Lots of years?
Yeah.
Like, it's like someone who's like...
Haven't seen him in donkey's years.
Yeah.
Donkey's,
I haven't seen you in donkey's years.
Oh, so it's like I haven't seen you in like a while.
Correct.
So like I haven't seen you in like donkey's years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a bit nostalgic hearing all these. These are great. Okay. We have time for 2 more.
What?
Cod. Okay.
Cod? Cod? I mean, I'm like... Fish?
It is a fish. You are correct.
Okay.
But I think what you're looking for in the Irish term is making fun of somebody or codding. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if like, how can I use it?
So you would use it like, I'm only codding you.
I'm making fun of you.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna need to have like those papers later on and keep them on my desk.
I love when you
start saying it around the office now. Yeah.
I'm only calling you. Is it?
I'm only calling you.
Yeah.
I'm only calling you.
Let's do one more.
Oh.
Bugger. Okay. Yeah.
Bugger.
I'm actually a bit. I'm not sure of this one, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I think it. But I think I know what it is. Yeah.
I'm like, are you allowed to say these words these days, 2024? I don't know.
Bugger? Casey, you need to help me. You need to help me. You can just
basically
slack me.
Like a
it's
country,
okay.
like you're a bogger.
Yeah.
You're from the country.
Yeah.
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 So if you live
in a city, you would say you're just a bogger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say instead of bogger?
I don't really know. I think it's because I'm from the country. We probably don't hear it a lot.
So bogger, country people.
Okay.
I'm a bogger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a bogger too. Yeah.
Because you're essentially from the bog.
Okay.
Where they make the turf.
Yeah. Would you differentiate city with country people? How would you do that? In your
In my country?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm born here. I don't know anything about my own country.
The desert, Bedouin desert people. I don't know.
Well, I think, you know what? Did I pass or did I fail? I think I passed.
Oh, you done okay, yeah?
Yeah.
You were close on a couple. I think
Yeah.
the throw and shapes one, you've done a few shapes.
Yeah, I've done a few shapes.
It's like dancing on the dance floor. I don't know. Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah.
I think that was. There's more work to be done. Liam Doherty, one of the founders of Donegal GAA. Thank you so much for your
Thanks
time
so
this
much,
morning.
guys. Really good speaking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And best of luck with everything in the future. Guys, that brings us to the end of our show on this Monday morning. Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye bye.